Hey there, so we're in my truck today. We're taking a look at a dash cam I've got here from Spedal called the MINIEYE, and we'll just kind of do an unboxing as well as do an installation video. So, here's this box. Inside, comes with a few things. So, these little plastic sheets that'll be for the installation. You get your little quick start guide. Comes with an installation tool to help you get it installed. This is the rear camera. This is a 2-camera system. And then this is the front facing camera. Power cord. And then this is the cord to connect the rear camera to the front camera. I don't know exactly how long this is. It doesn't actually say on here. This is a Suburban, so it's quite long. We'll see if it's long enough to do this. So that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. If there's anything else in there, okay? Like I said, it's a 2-camera system. It has voice control. It has like vehicle detection. So if like you're coming up on a vehicle, it'll make a sound. And also you can have it run 24 hours a day. So even when your vehicle is parked, the cameras are still recording. Pull this out of the packaging here. This is the front camera, and it comes with nice 3M sticky stuff to put on there. And then it comes out of the mount. It just slides in and out of the mount. So if you wanted to take it out to get your card out of there, which there's already a flash card in here. That's a good thing to know. I thought I was going to have to put one in there. It's 60, you can't really see that, but 64 gigabytes. Okay, so that's the camera. So now let's do the installation. Okay, so this is the area where we're going to be mounting the camera. It's tucked in here behind the mirror, so you'll barely be able to see it. Step 1 is to clean off the area. You can use like a glass cleaner. I'm just going to use a microfiber cloth and some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure that we get nice, good adhesion. Now, I had some residual adhesive from something else I had stuck up here, so I'm going to have to scrub kind of hard, but I'm going to make sure that this area is totally clean so that everything sticks well. Okay, so now that that is good and clean, step number 2 is we put on this electrostatic sticker. Now the sticker has a little tab on it, so let's peel this off before you put it on. So I'll peel it off before you put it on. Now this sticker really is just to protect your glass because the adhesive on the camera is super strong. To make it easier to clean off once if you ever decide to remove it. Okay, so that goes on like that. What I'm actually going to do is smooth all those air bubbles out of there so that you can't even see this. And what works really good for that is actually a credit card. So let me. There's no like squeegee or anything that comes in the package, so I'm just going to use a credit card here and get all those air bubbles out of there. So, 1, it sticks well, and 2, you can't even hardly see it. Once all of air bubbles are squeegeed out of there, looks quite good. Our little ones in there, it's not that big of a deal. It's pretty much out of your view anyways, okay? So then the next step, as I close my alcohol here before I spill it all over, is to stick the camera itself on. So it's important to note that on this camera here, it hinges, but it does not swivel. And so try and make sure that it's mounted nice and straight, I'll take the little protective film off the cover of the camera, and we'll just peel the adhesive backing off and try and get this positioned as best we can so that it's pretty much out of the way. There we go. That is on there. And once that is stuck on there, it does not move. And I have it positioned so that I can see the button, so it's really easy to hit that. But I can still move my mirror anywhere I might need it. And that appears to be on there pretty straight. It's a super wide angle camera, so it doesn't matter that much. All right, next step after that is to do the installation of the power cord. Okay, so I've installed the power cord now. This is going to be different on every single vehicle, so it's kind of pointless to go in depth in it, but the generalities of it are pretty similar. So it's a USB-C cable that comes with the camera. It plugs into the back of the camera. Essentially what you do is you run it up and then run it underneath the headliner, which is kind of this space up in here. You pry it down a little bit with the included tool, and I've just run it all along the edge of the headliner, then down inside the A-pillar. And then just because on my truck it's kind of difficult to actually get the A-pillar thing off so I could run it, I actually just ran it on the outside, down the door, behind the glove box, and then down out here where my my 12-volt plug is. Now it definitely could be a little cleaner. It would have been great if this would have just been a USB plug that could plug into something that's already existing. I'll probably hardwire that at some point in the future. But this is what comes with the camera, and so that's just how I have it right now. Behind the glove box, outside, up into the A-pillar, underneath the headliner, across the top, down to the camera. It looks pretty clean. Now, this camera is super nice in that it not only has a front-facing camera, but it has a rear-facing dash cam as well. It comes with a super long cable that you can then connect to your rear. Now, in my case, like I said, every instance will be a little different, but because this camera is going on a Suburban that has these big barn doors on the rear, cable routing is just kind of a nightmare. And so I won't actually be installing the rear camera for this vehicle. It does come with it, which is very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the setup to use the phone. So first you need to download the app. It's called MINIEYE International. There's a QR code in the instructional handout as well. And this guides you through everything. Okay, so first you hit add device. Okay, this is the C2l. So we'll open that up. Okay, so now we need to find it via Wi-Fi. So for an Android, essentially what we'll do is we'll open this up, and now you'll notice that the MINIEYE i6E2E67, that's it. Okay, now the password, if we go back, see it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and let's connect to that. Okay, so now we're connected. We come back here, and when it says internet may not be available, that's fine. We'll only connect this time. Okay, let's go back. So we should be connected now. Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, let's see here. It says we're connected. For whatever reason. There it is. All right, it just took a second. All right, so now there are the different anti-collision settings that are available with this, okay? So let's take a look at this. So it says rotate the camera to make the horizon align with the middle of the screen. Okay, So here in my case, we're actually probably pretty close because we're down on the hill a little bit. We'll tilt this camera up a little bit. Okay, so now we are, yeah, that's pretty good. So now we're done with the camera adjustment. Okay, so now, yeah, so this is definitely a large vehicle. And now we set, how far is the camera offset from that. And there's actually a tape measure that comes with the installation manual where you can measure it. So I'm just going to measure it. Essentially, all you're measuring is how far the actual camera lens is from the center of the car, which should be pretty much the center of the mirror. Mine's offset a fair amount, about 12.5 centimeters, okay? And so all I'd then do is and it's towards the driver's side, right? So 10, 15, let's just call it 10. I guess we're closer to 10 than we are to 15. We're kind of right in the middle, but we'll do 10, okay? So there's already a memory card in there. I'll format the memory card. And I don't know if you could hear that, but the camera just gave me a cue that formatting is completed. And it's, giving me, okay, click here to take photos, to lock the video, change the anti-collision settings. Okay. So there we are. Now we're into the app. We can actually get a view real time. Now we have to be connected to the device via Wi-Fi. It's not Bluetooth. Bluetooth would be a little nicer than Wi-Fi because if you can't be connected to Wi-Fi at a different Wi-Fi network at the same time. But anyway, so this is what we get if we go to the anti-collision settings here. We can change the sensitivity. We can adjust the camera. We can change the size of the vehicle, change the position, anything like that. Okay. So let's just keep it with super high for right now. This, if you hit adjustment, it just brings you back to the leveling, which we already did. Okay. And then, yeah, so we've already been through all those. Now, if we go to custom settings, we can change the individual alarms that we have available to us. So the forward collision warning, stop and go, collision sensor, etc. Okay. I'm not going to change any of those right now. We'll kind of have to see how things go as we go for a drive. Okay. Now I can lock the camera. I can unlock the camera. I can take a picture. And if I hit the rotate button here, it would take me to the rear camera. But I don't have a rear camera installed on this vehicle right now, okay? If I go to device album, it'll show me any recordings, okay? And how big they are, right? And this is, hey, if something's been detected, I'll record it there. These are ones that I actively did, and these are the auto recording, okay? So now if I select these, I can either download them or I can delete them. We'll delete them. Okay, and I don't know if you can hear that, but every time that the video recording is turned on, it gives you an audio prompt, which is nice. Nice feature. Okay. Now, I will say that this is supposed to have an auto on, auto off, but my USB port is on all the time regardless, so this just seems to run all the time, which is fine. It doesn't use up that much battery. All right, what we're going to do actually is I'm going to go for a little drive, and we'll see how the device does.
Video recording turned on.
My bad. Not paying attention. Perfect. My bad. Not paying attention. Okay, so some final thoughts on the Mini Eye. The video quality is really nice. The installation was super straightforward. There were some little things with my specific application that I couldn't really use the rear camera. I did find an issue where I couldn't change the kilometers per hour to miles per hour on my recordings, except for after I had to update the firmware, which you can do from the app. That was actually pretty easy to do and pretty straightforward. Overall, it seems like it's a really good value, especially for the video quality. I didn't actually have any alarms go off for the collision detection or anything like that. I tried just like getting close to some vehicles to see if anything would happen, but they didn't. And as you saw in the video sample, I mean, I didn't get any warnings for that at all. So not sure how well that works, but I mostly got it just for the recording purposes anyways. And for that, it's working great.